The US is to be rocked by a giant earthquake or tsunami that will be devastating, scientists warn us. They've been warning us for the last couple of years. Article on Express UK by Dan Favley. Concerning earthquake or tsunami, we're talking about subduction zone of the west coast, northwest, that could soon hit the area with devastating effects, according to a new study by the University of Texas. The study finds that earthquakes in the area happen about every 200 to 530 years, and the last one happened about 317 years ago, which means another earthquake in the area is overdue and it could be imminent. This is also what Dr. Michio Kaku has been explaining to us. He also says that the Southern California area is earthquake drought because it's really about 240 years overdue. But we're talking about the Northwest now, the subduction zone. Researchers found that the seafloor sediments in the Cascadia subduction zone, the northwest of the country, enhanced the rise of the natural disasters. Shuo Han led the study. He said, "We observed very compact sediments offshore of Washington and northern Oregon that could support earthquake rupture over a long distance and close to the trench, which increases both earthquake and tsunami hazards." Now, if you look at the map here, that is the area of Vancouver Island, where on July 3rd we had the 6.2 magnitude earthquake, and 13 hours later it struck at a 6.4 magnitude at Ridgecrest, and the day after the 7.1 again at Ridgecrest in Southern California. Now, there are those who claim that the Canadian 6.2 magnitude quake was a tectonic earthquake from the subduction, and those same specialists claim that the Ridgecrest, South California, July 4th and July 5th earthquakes of 6.4 and 7.1 magnitudes were actually not tectonic but volcanic, because at the depth of the quakes, the crust of that area being very, very thin, and the depths of those quakes were deep enough to be in a magma plume, but that's another issue. Let's go back to the west here. The Vancouver quake was part of the subduction, tectonic earthquake. Now, due to the shallow depths, and we've had aftershocks, of course, since then, due to the shallow depths of the water, the study says, in this area of Northern California, the west coast, in the surrounding areas, new findings feel that they believe that the tsunamis, like the one that followed the 9 magnitude earthquake in Japan in 2011, could be coming to the west coast of the United States as well, and Canada, of course. The earthquake was considered one of the most powerful ever recorded, and that Japan quake was felt halfway around the world. The resulting tsunami was 33 feet in height, and it caused major nuclear accident hitting the Fukushima nuclear energy plant, and we know that we still have problems from that even today. The disaster left more than 500,000 people homeless. Cascadia subduction zone on the west coast is where one of the world's 7 tectonic plates slide beneath the other. Here we have the Pacific plate under the North American plate. And the seafloor sediments from the top plate are then incorporated into the wedge, and they form a tightly packed area of sediments that can cause the plates to stick together. And this is all from what the study from University of Texas finds. This can cause stress, creating large earthquake, which in turn can then cause, of course, an earthquake tsunami. Nathan Bangs is a senior research scientist and co-author of the study. He says that combination of both strong storing more stress and the ability for it to propagate farther is important for both generating large earthquakes, when we're talking about megaquakes, and for propagating to very shallow depths. Now, the area of the U.S. most likely to be affected in this type of an earthquake and tsunami would, of course, be Oregon or Washington. And again, we're talking about the Vancouver Island area of Canada. Now, the surrounding states, including California, would also most likely be affected by this tsunami. Damien Saffer, who also played the leading role in the study, said, "The results are consistent. They're consistent with existing constraints on earthquake behavior, offer an explanation for differences in structural style along the margin, and may provide clues about the propensity for shallow earthquake slip in different regions." If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.